Hey there, fellow preppers. Welcome back to Reliable Prepper. Today we're diving into a topic that's crucial for apartment dwellers, bugging in when space is limited. You might think prepping in a small apartment is impossible, but I'm here to tell you that with the right strategies, you can create a secure, well-prepared home even in the smallest of spaces. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. One of the first hurdles you might face when prepping in an apartment is dealing with lease restrictions and property management. Your lease is essentially the rule book for what you can and can't do in your apartment, and sometimes prepping activities might bump up against those rules. But don't worry, there's usually a way to work within the system. Start by really getting to know your lease. Read through it carefully and look for any clauses related to modifications, noise, storage, and the use of common areas. This will give you a clear idea of what's allowed. For example, if your lease says you can't install additional locks or security devices, don't be discouraged. You've still got options. When you need to make a modification like installing a deadbolt or a security camera, approach your landlord or property manager with respect. Explain the safety benefits of your request, not just for you, but for the building as a whole. For instance, a deadbolt can enhance your personal safety, which is especially important in high-crime areas. Offer to cover the cost of installation and agree to remove it when you move out. Always get any approvals in writing. That way, you've got documented proof in case any disputes arise later on. Now, if your landlord isn't on board with your modifications, don't worry. You can still keep your prepping activities low profile. Focus on modifications that are easily reversible or hidden from plain sight, like portable locks or interior window locks. Remember, sometimes discretion is your best friend when it comes to apartment prepping. Apartment living often comes with limited space, but that doesn't mean you can't stock up on essentials. You just have to get creative with your storage solutions. First off, think about underbed storage. This is one of the most underutilized spaces in any apartment. Invest in some underbed storage bins or drawers. These are perfect for keeping canned goods, bottled water, and first aid supplies organized and out of sight. Plus, they're easy to access in a pinch. Next, think vertically. Vertical space is often overlooked, but it can be a game changer for storage. Install shelves or use over-the-door organizers to make the most of your closet space. Stackable storage bins and vacuum-sealed bags are also great for storing food, clothing, and bedding without taking up too much room. If you're in the market for new furniture, consider pieces that double as storage. Ottomans, coffee tables with storage compartments, and beds with built-in drawers can help you keep your preps hidden but easily accessible. And don't forget about hidden storage solutions. Get creative with hollow furniture or false bottoms in cabinets to store valuables or sensitive items. This not only keeps your supplies secure but also helps maintain a clutter-free living space. For those of you dealing with particularly tight spaces, think about using space-saving bags like vacuum-sealed ones. These can drastically reduce the amount of space needed for storing clothing, blankets, and other soft items, making more room for your essential supplies. When space is limited, it's crucial to prioritize what you store, focusing on essentials that will sustain you in a crisis. Water is your #1 priority. You want to aim for at least a 2-week supply per person, which is about 1 gallon per day. If space is tight, look for stackable water containers or smaller containers that can fit in closets, under beds, or even in kitchen cabinets. And don't forget to invest in a high-quality water filtration system, like a portable filter or countertop purifier, to ensure you have access to clean water if your stored supply runs out. Next up is food. Focus on non-perishable, nutrient-dense foods with a long shelf life. Think canned meats, beans, rice, pasta, and freeze-dried meals. Store these foods in airtight containers to prevent spoilage and keep pests away. If you're storing dry goods like rice and beans, consider using Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers for long-term storage. Don't forget your medical supplies. A well-stocked first aid kit is essential. Include basic items like bandages, antiseptics, and over-the-counter medications, as well as any prescription medications you might need. And here's a tip: store these supplies in a waterproof container to protect them from damage. Also, consider using dual-purpose items to save space. For example, you could use a solar charger that also doubles as a flashlight, or a multi-tool that can replace several individual tools. These items will save you space and increase your overall preparedness. In a grid-down scenario, having access to power and lighting can make all the difference. Here's how to stay powered up in an apartment. Portable power banks are a must. Invest in high-capacity ones to keep your essential devices charged. Look for models that can charge multiple devices at once and have a high watt-hour rating for extended use. If you've got access to a balcony, a solar-powered charger is a great option, especially if you can set up a small solar panel out there. Make sure you're stocked up on battery-powered devices and extra batteries. LED lanterns, flashlights, and headlamps are essential for lighting. Go for lanterns with multiple settings, including low power modes, to stretch out battery life as long as possible. If your apartment allows it, you might want to look into getting a small portable generator, but be mindful of noise and fuel storage restrictions. A quieter and more practical solution might be a solar generator, which is silent and can be recharged using solar panels. As for lighting solutions, candles can work in a pinch, but they're a fire hazard in small spaces, so use them carefully. Battery-operated or solar-powered lanterns are safer choices. And if you do use candles, make sure they're in a stable holder and never leave them unattended. Glow sticks are also a safe, temporary light source, especially if you have kids. While bugging in is your primary plan, always be prepared to evacuate if things get too dangerous to stay put. First, let's talk about your bug-out bag. Every apartment prepper should have one packed and ready to go. Include identification, cash, a portable water filter, non-perishable food, clothing, a first aid kit, and basic tools like a multi-tool, flashlight, and fire-starting materials. Keep your bag in an easily accessible spot. Somewhere near the front door or under your bed works great. If you live on a higher floor, you'll want to think about the weight of your gear. Opt for lightweight, compact items that won't weigh you down when you're navigating stairs. For example, instead of packing large containers of water, include a portable water filter or purification tablets in your bug-out bag. It's also crucial to know your building's evacuation routes. Make sure everyone in your household knows where they are and practice using them regularly so that it becomes second nature. And remember, elevators might be out of service during an emergency, so always plan for the stairs. If you've got pets, don't forget to prepare a go bag for them too. Include things like food, water, bowls, a leash, and any medications they might need. And if you need to evacuate quickly, having a pet carrier or a sturdy bag that can hold everything is a lifesaver. Securing your apartment is crucial, especially in a crisis where law enforcement might be delayed. But remember, you can still beef up security without breaking any rules. Start by installing security devices like door braces or additional locks on your entry doors to make forced entry more difficult. Even if your lease prohibits permanent modifications, you can find portable door braces that don't require drilling or permanent installation. These can add an extra layer of protection to your doors, and they're easy to remove when you move out. If your lease allows, consider installing a peephole camera or small security cameras in your entryway. These devices can help you monitor the hallway and see who's at your door without having to open it. If permanent installation isn't allowed, there are plenty of wireless, battery-operated options that can be easily removed when you move out. For windows, especially if you're on a lower floor, consider adding window locks or security film to make them shatter-resistant. You can also use simple door and window alarms that will alert you if someone tries to break in. These are usually adhesive and easy to install and remove without leaving any damage. Lastly, consider using security film on windows to make them shatter-resistant and more difficult to break into. You can also use simple door and window alarms that will alert you if someone tries to break in. These alarms are typically adhesive, so they're easy to install and won't cause any damage when you remove them. Let's not forget about the air quality and temperature in your apartment. These can make a big difference in your comfort and health during a bug-in situation. First, air filtration is key, especially if outdoor air quality becomes compromised due to pollution, wildfires, or other disasters. Invest in a portable air purifier with a HEPA filter to help keep indoor air clean. If you're on a budget, even a few houseplants can help improve air quality naturally. When it comes to temperature control, maintaining a comfortable environment is crucial, especially during extreme weather. Insulate your windows with heavy curtains or thermal window treatments to keep the heat out in the summer and the cold out in the winter. In colder months, make sure you have extra blankets, a space heater, and even thermal socks to keep warm. If you're dealing with summer heat, fans can help circulate air, and reflective window coverings can reduce heat from direct sunlight. Sanitation can be a real challenge during a bug-in situation. especially if services like trash pickup are disrupted. Here are some hacks to stay clean and manage waste efficiently. First, stock up on heavy-duty garbage bags, disposable gloves, and disinfectants. If you expect plumbing issues, or if the water supply becomes limited, consider a portable toilet option. A simple bucket toilet setup with a lid, heavy-duty trash bags, and kitty litter can absorb waste and reduce odors. Maintaining good hygiene is crucial, especially when you're bugging in for an extended period. Store plenty of soap, hand sanitizer, and disinfectants. Regularly clean high-touch surfaces like doorknobs, light switches, and countertops to prevent the spread of germs. This is crucial for keeping everyone in your household healthy during a prolonged stay indoors. Even in an apartment, you can grow some of your own food to supplement your supplies. This not only adds variety to your diet, but can also be a morale booster during a long bug-in period. If you have a balcony, use it to grow small, easy-to-maintain plants like herbs or vegetables in containers. Herbs like basil, mint, and rosemary are low maintenance and can be grown in small pots. Vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, and lettuce can thrive in larger containers and provide fresh produce during a crisis. For those without outdoor space, indoor gardening is still an option. Consider setting up a small hydroponic system or using containers to grow herbs and leafy greens indoors. With the right lighting, you can maintain a small garden even in a windowless apartment. Staying connected with the outside world is vital during a crisis. So let's talk about communication and the importance of building a community. First, keep a hand crank or solar-powered emergency radio to stay updated on news and emergency broadcasts. If the power is out and the internet goes down, an emergency radio can be your lifeline for receiving important information. In addition to staying informed, building relationships with your neighbors is key. A supportive community can be invaluable during a crisis, whether it's for sharing resources or keeping an eye out for each other. However, be cautious about sharing too much information about your preps. You don't want to become a target if resources become scarce. Finally, let's address the mental and emotional aspects of bugging in. It's easy to overlook, but your mental state is just as important as your physical preparedness. First off, make sure you have plenty of ways to stay entertained. Books, puzzles, games, and other activities can help alleviate boredom and reduce stress during extended periods indoors. If you have kids, keeping them occupied is even more important. So stock up on games, craft supplies, and other activities they enjoy. It's also essential to maintain a routine. Having a daily schedule can provide a sense of normalcy and help everyone in your household stay grounded. Include time for physical activity, whether it's a workout, yoga, or just stretching exercises. Staying active will help boost your mood and keep your energy levels up. Lastly, keep communication lines open with loved ones. Regular check-ins with family and friends can provide much-needed emotional support and help you feel less isolated. All right, that wraps up our guide to apartment prepping for bugging in. Remember, with the right mindset and a bit of creativity, you can turn your apartment into a secure and well-prepared space, no matter how small it is. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Reliable Prepper for more practical prepping tips. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube, where we share new content every week to help you stay prepared for whatever comes your way. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there. And